Well, the astronauts are still stranded at the space station. They went up on the Boeing failed spaceship. It was having problems getting off the ground. They had a helium leak, but Boeing was afraid of being outshone by SpaceX, so they sent the astronauts up anyway to show they could get them there, but now they can't get them back. And Sunita Williams, that's the one with the hair, wild, and the guy coming from the tunnel in the middle, got to the space station, and now they're stranded. They've been there for over a month. The capsule is only certified to last battery wise for 45 days, and now the Boeing company says, well, they're going to have to extend that battery for another 45 days. So now, in addition to a helium leak, they're going to have an energy problem. And when people are living in too close quarters for too long a time, tempers flare, violence starts. Thank heavens Trump is not on this trip, or there would be all kinds of murders. But let's show you what they say.
And followed shortly. The astronauts were scheduled to stay there for a week, but that 1 week turned into 2, and soon it turned into more than a month. The astronauts are still stranded in space. But apparently that's the wrong term to use here, at least according to NASA. The space agency, along with Boeing, held a press conference recently. They addressed questions about the delayed Starliner mission, and instead of giving honest answers, they chose to issue a strong rebuttal. The NASA program manager overseeing the mission said, I want to make it very clear that Butch and Suni are not stranded in space. Our plan is to continue to return them on Starliner and return them home. That's well and good, but guess he forgot to add eventually to that sentence, because the astronauts are still stuck in space. With each passing day, it sounds like the plot of a scary Hollywood movie. It's a 2-day journey. Instead, NASA chooses to fight over the semantics. And what's more, there's no time frame for the return. There's no talk of a rescue mission. And the vague answers don't provide much clarity about what's going on or how severe the situation is. This is what we know so far. The Starliner has 28 jets. During the journey, 5 of them, quote-unquote, behaved oddly. NASA and Boeing engineers are still studying the thrusters. They say that 4 out of 5 are working properly now. The other will not be used during the trip home. But they still don't fully understand what caused the problem. So they're still running a bunch of tests and analysis. None of this sounds very encouraging. But NASA and Boeing say that the Starliner is fully capable of bringing the astronauts home in case of an emergency. They claim to only be keeping the Starliner in space to better analyze what went wrong. And how long is that analysis expected to last? Well, they aren't sure. But soon, they may have to work on borrowed time. The Starliner capsule has a limited battery. It can only spend 45 days in space. This is how long it was certified by NASA to last in the orbit. But now, NASA is hinting that the mission will last longer. They plan to certify it for an additional 45 days. Clearly, NASA and Boeing want to buy more time. Despite what they say, this does not inspire confidence. And in spite of their repeated explanations, we don't know if at this very moment the Starliner is safe to bring the crew home. We're still waiting for NASA to provide an answer.
So what do you think? Like and
This
subscribe.
is a blackout